Well, Secretary of State Antony Blinken speaking with Russia's foreign minister days after an American reporter for the Wall Street Journal was arrested on espionage charges. Evan Gershkovich was detained by Russian authorities on Thursday, accused of spying and trying to steal state secrets. Well, Blinken has demanded his immediate release as the U.S. mostly remains in the dark about his situation. And that includes his colleagues at the Journal, who published an article on Friday doubling down on their denial of the charges that Gershkovich faces. I spoke with one of the authors of this piece, Drew Hinshaw, earlier today. Here is that conversation. Let me ask first, have you heard anything about where Evan is being held and his condition now?
Sure. Evan is in the Lefortovo prison. This is a Tsarist-era prison that has survived more than 100 years through the Soviet era into today, and it really is a symbol of the Russian state's desire to quelch out dissent, free media, honest reporting about a country that is going into a very strange and dark place right now that and my colleague, Evan, was really trying to document and get to the heart of.
Do we have any idea of how Evan is doing?
We haven't had any access to him. The State Department hasn't had any access to him. His lawyer that the Wall Street Journal hired for him has not had access to him. This is a secret trial. It's not one that where the public has a chance to understand even what the basis of the charges of the evidence even are, even though I think we all know this is really about. And he's facing up to 20 years for an espionage charge that his employer, friends, colleagues, the State Department, and everybody I've spoken to as a reporter covering this story has described in the exact same way, which is a symbol of Russia's almost lawless attempt to erode media freedoms and cement the president's control during this war that is not going the way he wanted it to.
And this news broke on Thursday. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has since spoken with Russia's foreign minister demanding Evan's immediate release. Are you confident the U.S. is doing everything it can?
What I can say is that this is a bedrock issue for the United States. Evan is a reporter, a great reporter, a brilliant reporter. It's rare to be in my position to report on a colleague like Evan, but it's also rare to have a colleague who was as likable, affable, a really friendly guy who was an amazing reporter and who was doing the honorable thing of trying to show the world what is really going on in Russia right now, who was who's making that effort to understand this country and try to report about the reality in this country. And what's at stake in this ordeal that he's going through is whether there are media freedoms that extend beyond the American borders, whether American readers sitting at home or American viewers sitting at home have access to honest, true, accurate reporting about Russia, a country where local media has long since ceased to be free and where conditions for American reporters has become very, very difficult.
There is urgency to this and concern about an espionage trial, because as you were saying, it is usually not held in public. It is behind closed doors, and it almost always ends in a conviction. And I just want to ask, especially with all of the coverage of Brittany Griner's release, the idea of Americans being detained in Russia is very much in the American consciousness right now. Help us understand, though, the significance of this, because Evan is the first American reporter arrested on espionage charges in Russia since the Cold War. So what does this say about the state of affairs in Russia in this moment in time?
There are newspapers that posted and news outlets. There are news outlets that posted reporters to Moscow under Stalin that don't currently have reporters in Russia. We say this was the first time a journalist has been charged with espionage since the Cold War. This hardly happened during the Cold War. The last time this happened was in 1986. It was under Gorbachev. It was resolved within a few weeks, and it was part of the easing of Cold War tensions, if anything. It was hardly a big, dramatic international incident. It took only a few weeks to resolve. We hope that's the case with this one. What we fear is that there is a real signal going out here that in Vladimir Putin's Russia, reporting is just simply verboten.
All right, Drew Hinshaw, I certainly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.